After watching the feature premiere for Road to the Show and MLB The Show 26, I'm excited to play this. I don't play a lot of offline. I play pretty much all Diamond Dynasty, but let me show you everything they talked about, and I'll break it down so it's not like an hour-long video. This is pretty much chronological order, so it's just in order of the stream. I was taking screenshots, taking down notes. So the first thing I took note of was when committing to your school of choice, they show notable alumni, which is players who have gone to that school in the past. So Barry Larkin, Jake Cronenworth, but why is Jim Abbott's name there? He is not in MLB The Show. Perhaps he is a new legend. There have been previous instances of MLB The Show where players' names have been put in the game, but they didn't have the rights to use the actual player, so you didn't see his likeness. So maybe that's an example. But it would be cool to have a player like, overall, Jim Abbott is just a great story, and that would be cool to see him in this. They also showed Khalil Green, who was a big college stud. So if he happens to be in the game, that would be cool. Not every legend's going to have 500 homers, 300 wins, 3,000 hits. You need other players that had a couple of good years here and there, maybe a couple of all-star appearances, maybe a gold glove. You need more than just the 5 greatest players of all time to fill up the Legends pool. Maybe Matt Carpenter gets back into MLB The Show. He's retired, so they would have to go get his rights like they would for other legends. They also showed Charles Schwab Field, the home of the College World Series in Omaha, Nebraska. They're promising a lot more depth. There's going to be more high school appearances. There's going to be more college appearances. It looks like the college experience begins with the College World Series during your junior year. It plays the whole bracket, but in order to get to the College World Series, you got to find a college that wants you. Obviously, the better you perform gets you more interest from more colleges. Depending where you are in the country, that'll also affect which colleges approach you first, and perhaps altogether which ones might want you a little more than others. It'll take more resources to go from all the way on the West Coast, all the way to the East Coast, and vice versa. Not only does it show you the college interest, but also the major league interest when you go pro. And obviously, your performance is going to affect what your draft stock looks like, what round you might be going in. And depending where you're from and how you're performing, you can get gold packages and silver packages while being recruited. Obviously, gold is what you want to strive for. That's better perks, more tokens to level up your ball player, better equipment packages when you sign. Not all of the interest bars are going to be filled up. This is just the top of the teams that want you. And you can see there's varying levels of prestige, which can help your draft stock as well in terms of exposure. We also talked about the silver packages. This is going to be less beneficial, but if this is your dream school, then maybe you want to go there. And then you see at the bottom, Florida State, Vanderbilt. Those teams have no interest, so either you haven't done enough to impress them, or maybe you're in a location too far away from where they are that they're like, hey, at this point right now, we're not interested in pursuing you. They also talked about potential being extremely important to your career. You start as a C potential, you obviously want to work your way up to an A. Potential can affect how many tokens you can earn, what your ceiling looks like in terms of attributes, and I believe you have until age 25 to reap these benefits. After that, it's just a steady thing. Your potential also affects your draft stock. Here is where you can spend your tokens to try to upgrade certain attributes, starting off at 57 overall. Obviously, we know where it can go up to. Throughout your career, whether you're in college or the pros, you have goals you can achieve, as well as a call-up outlook once you get to the minors, trying to get called up through the ranks. There are goals that last over the course of a game, over a month, over a half a year, over a full year. Some of them are your own personal goals that you choose, and there's also goals that your teams have for you, perhaps even being recruited. Then you see there are rewards for completing gifts and sometimes penalties. While you see some things about getting to a certain average or OPS or slugging percentage, you also have reaching a certain overall, having a batting average of 300 for a month, hitting 4 home runs in a month. And as you can see, some of these rewards are more lucrative than others. For example, getting 10 RBIs in a month, this is a goal you're given. You have 16 games left to complete this, and should you complete it, it increases your promotion score to help you get called up. It increases your potential as well as some tokens. And as you can see here, it shows you some have succeeded, some have failed. This is what it looks like when you complete a goal, such as being recruited by 15 or more schools. Getting tokens for that and boosting your potential, that's awesome. I like where they're going with this direction of Road to the Show now. It's more immersive and more things actually matter than just hitting 500 home runs in the minor leagues until they call you up, and then you just do the same mundane things over and over again. Let's talk about this new simulation tracker. So at this point in the career, this person's overall is 59. And then they have something called an adjusted overall, which is determined by the performance of your last 10 simulated or played games. So you do not have to play all of these games. There's a running count of what your numbers look like. And the better you do, the higher this adjusted overall goes up. It is not a permanent thing, but it does boost you over a 10-game span. And this is a rolling 10 games. And then also shows you some goal progression. So you can stop this whenever you want. Let's say you go 0 for 20. Your overall will not drop below your actual overall, but it can go up if you're doing well enough, which is cool. I like that because I know you slump, but tanking the overall is going to make you not want to simulate as much. They've acknowledged that not enough people play through the full career. They want us to go through the full experience. So I like that. See here, you've been hitting a little better now. So your overall went from the adjusted of 68 to the adjusted 69. And I've seen it go up even higher through the YouTube video they posted on Tuesday. Sometimes it goes into like the 70s, maybe even 80. And while simulating, there's something called sim to breakpoint. There's multiple things this can lead to, but it's basically kind of like when you're going through franchise and they go, hey, something cool might be happening. Do you want to stop simulation? You have a chance to stop simulating against division leaders. These have playoff implications. Let's say your teams have a tied record and you need a tiebreaker. If you win more games against them in the season series, that helps. So maybe you want to stop there. This also goes against certain award winners. Let's say you're coming up on a milestone. Maybe they want to do that too. You're on a hit streak. Hey, maybe you want to stop this and see if you can keep it going for yourself. While working your way up through the minors, they have something now called Call Up Outlook. It gives you a better idea of how close you are to your next promotion. So here is your player on the left, followed by the person who's blocking you from the next level on the right, whether that's AAA or the majors. It shows you what the numbers look like, what you're doing better than them, but also what your overall is, maybe potential, and how long you've been doing it. Maybe they want a larger sample size. The call-up outlook now has a bar that shows you where you need to get it to in order to be considered for a promotion. There's more immersion here in that you have a phone where you can contact your agent, your manager, and some coaches. For example, if you're happy with the team, you just tell her that. Maybe you want to trade, you want to change scenery. And if you choose to go that route, they will do what they can to help you with that trade. You can also ask for a position change. You can also request to be a full-time DH. And while you're starting Road to the Show, you can actually add secondary petitions. You can actually choose secondary petitions. Why do I keep saying petitions? Positions. And when you begin your Road to the Show career, you can choose secondary positions off the bat. This might make the boomer and old fans angry, but there's also text you get from the analytics department that sets some goals in place about what you want to do. But yeah, they do give you plenty of options and off-ramps if you don't want to play for the team that you're currently with. Now, while being recruited, they offer certain packages that might be better fit for your player. Or maybe it's your dream school and you'll take less. There's exposure that can help you get better visibility and better draft stock. Skill development, which helps you earn more tokens. And then the packages for when you sign could be gold, silver, maybe common. That affects the equipment you get when you sign. And then what perk you get to start with to work on. So Fresno State offers a gold package with the speed perk. Stanford is offering a common package but a contact perk. Now, Florida also offers a common package, but if you want to build power, maybe that's the way to go. And now, not only do you have the option to forego college, you can just go try for the draft straight out of high school, but now you can also choose to play a second year of college. We had one college year last time around. But when you do sign with the college team, you get your perk, you get your tokens, you get an equipment package, and then potentially better draft exposure. So choose carefully. And then there are perks they let you choose from, including top floor, ice water veins, and green light. The top floor and the green light benefit you when the team is winning. Ice water veins is something that helps you come from behind when your team is losing. So I kind of prefer to have that one personally. But you get to choose for yourself. The last thing I want to touch on is the new perk system. I love what they're doing with this. So now each perk has a certain level and you can upgrade it with tokens. This tells you what to do, and then if you don't have that perk, they will tell you how to unlock that perk. For example, lead off magic. Get your first hit in the minors while leading off an inning, and then boom, that perk is yours. But then you saw you can level these up. So defibrillator. So here's defibrillator. When there is a 0-0, 0-1, or a 1-0 count, and the offense is losing with 2 outs, then you get a plate vision boost. You can also get the umpire to make a call in your favor at the plate if you drop 10 tokens to upgrade this. And maybe it'll display where the ball will cross the plate. As you level these up, you can master your perks. Here's off the radar perk. You can level this up, starting with a contact boost on pitches near the zone. Dropping some tokens on this can also display a trail behind the ball. 10 more tokens and the ball will be colored based on the pitch type. That's some MVP Baseball 2005 stuff. One of the coolest things that I still think about 20 years later. And the last thing I want to show, there's now something called a Hall of Fame trajectory. Your goal is to get to the Hall of Fame, and now it shows you how likely you are to get there. Now, completing goals and reaching milestones will help you get those points to do that. and now you can see how likely it is you get there. And now they have confirmed that the World Baseball Classic will be in Diamond Dynasty, the full World Baseball Classic. You can play the whole World Baseball Classic tournament, which is awesome. For some reason, my OBS is not letting me make this picture look normal, so just listen to me, not so much what that is. So yeah, I enjoyed the Road to the Show featured premiere. I am very excited for what's going to happen this year. I already said I mainly play Diamond Dynasty, but I'm definitely giving this a shot now. So let me know what you think about this in the comments. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And until next time, peace out.